Hi, everyone. We're the Kennedys. It's Kennedy with an S. We're going to paint an S on there one of these days. Welcome. If you're here for the first time, welcome. We have a wonderfully caring and all-inclusive, very inviting, warm community here. If you're on YouTube, you'll see in the chat window over there, everybody talks to each other. They all know each other. We all know each other now. And it's just a nice place to come every week for a little bit of warmth and a lot of good music. So welcome. And I want to ask you right off the bat today if you can hear us. If you can hear us, please tell us in the chat that it's coming in loud and clear, because we had a little problem last week with sound. And while I wait, there is a delay on the chat. We don't see what you type for about 20, 30 seconds. So while we're waiting for that, Pete is going to tell you all about today's show.
And I think we do have sound, right?
Yes, we have sound.
We do a different theme every week. Sometimes we salute a certain artist, or we do a certain kind of a lyrical theme to the music. And this week is sort of a bacchanalian celebration of life, because I think we all really need that. You know, there's been a lot of loss lately, and so many there's so much turmoil in the world, that dance has been a healing thing just for all of human history. I'm quite sure. And there's the great New Orleans tradition of the parade going out to the cemetery playing sad music and coming back playing happy music, celebrating the life of the person that they're memorializing, and also celebrating that we're still alive, and we're going to make the most of it. There's a great scene in Zorba the Greek where Zorba, this free-spirited Greek, obviously guy, he's on an island and he decides to build a kind of a flume that's going to bring logs or minerals or something down from a mountain. And he and his friend work on it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and finally comes the big moment when they're going to open it up for the first time and water will rush down, and it collapses immediately. And Zorba's friend is so worried. He's like, oh no, how is Zorba going to deal with this? And Zorba starts going, and he heals himself by dancing. So that's what today is all about. And that's why today we're, in the words of Sam Cooke, having a party.
And before we start, we're going to, first of all, make sure you have a beverage by your side, because we're going to do some extended blocks of music here to keep you dancing, keep you on the dance floor. I mentioned a few minutes ago about the sound issue we had last week. I know some of you don't watch on the computer, so you couldn't see what's going on in the chat, or you might not see in the description. On YouTube, I put in the description what happens and where you can advance to. We figured out the sound problem by about 6.5 minutes last week. And you didn't miss any music at all. Just you have to kind of wade through those first 6.5 minutes. So if you missed the show because you kind of got tired of waiting for the sound to come on, go back onto your Roku device or whatever and just zoom ahead to 6.5 minutes, and you can see all of last week's shows. And finally, for those of you who are in the path of the hurricane or the wildfires, if you feel like you need to tune to your local news and weather, go ahead and do that. These shows are all archived. This will be the 77th show, weekly show.
We understand.
Later on today in the show, also we've got a contest with prizes, so you want to stay tuned for the whole episode. But for now, everybody, get up on the dance floor, because we are, as Pete said, we're having a party. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the radio, Cokes are in the ice, my Everybody's doing the twist now. I can see you.
Yeah.
If you take requests, I got a few for you. Play that song called Soul Twist. Play that one called I Know. Don't forget the mashed potatoes. No other song will do. So Mr. DJ, keep those records playing, 'cause I'm having such a good time dancing with my baby. We're having a party. Everybody swinging, yeah, dancing to the music on the radio. We're having a party. Everybody's swinging, dancing to the music. shake it out, shake it out.
I heard on the radio Paul McCartney was telling a story about when the Beatles were used to play at the Kaiser Keller in on the Reeperbahn in Frankfurt and in Hamburg, I mean, and they would play for hours and hours and hours. And he said oftentimes the club would be empty. And when they first started, he said the only song that was really good was "Dancing in the Street" that they could really
That's
pull off.
kind of a hard song to play too.
Yeah, but they were just learning how to play, and they could do that one song really good. So he said they'd play fooling around and stuff like that, and if any customers came in, they knew they would suddenly go into Dancing in the Street. That was like their signal to play that one song.
Well, this is the point where we put our hat out on the sidewalk. As our one gig this year, we didn't do this for the last two shows because we were paying tribute and we were very, very sad about our friend Nanci Griffith and then Don Everly, and we just didn't think it was appropriate.
Yeah.
But this is our one gig every week. It used to be 150 shows a year on the road, and but we do this every week for you, for us, and just for the community of it all. If you'd like to help us out, and it's absolutely optional, you can send your tips to us, paypal.me/thekennedysmusic or venmo.com/the_Kennedys. And there's other options. If you go to our website, kennedysmusic.com, you'll see a tip jar, and it's got, information for all the various ways you can help us out. And we, as you know, from previous couple weeks, we did lose our dear friend Nanci Griffith. And when we were putting together this dance show, we actually had this dance show ready to go the Sunday 2 weeks ago, and then Nanci passed away on the Friday. So we shifted gears, but in a way it's appropriate because we have actually danced with Nanci on a couple of occasions, and it's a couple of our favorite memories.
Yeah. Do you want me to go first?
You go first.
When I was in the Blue Moon Orchestra back in the early 90s, we were playing the Ann Arbor Folk Festival one year. And it was I think it was in the Michigan Theater in Ann Arbor. And there were various acts on the bill. And I think Nanci played last. And earlier in the show, Marcia Ball, the fantastic boogie woogie piano player and singer, was on stage performing. And Nanci and I were in the wings, out of view of the audience, watching Marcia's set. And she went into one of her really great, I mean, you could not help but dance. And we were watching it, and Nanci grabbed my arm and pulled me out on the stage over on the side. The band was here, and then we were over here. And we just danced, the great kind of 8 to the bar swing dancing. And at the end of the song, we went back in the wings and watched the rest of the show. It was just so much fun. I think she just couldn't resist just spontaneously, cutting a rug out there.
Well, my dancing with Nanci story is very similar, but it was right after we had reunited with her. We used to play with her in the early 90s, and then we were doing our own thing for a long time. And in 2010, December, we did a show with her, and we backed her up kind of impromptu, and then she asked us to do all her remaining shows with her. So we were on the road with her for a good 3 years, from 2011 through 2013. And it was January, I think, early of 2011, where Nanci was going over to Belfast for the annual Belfast-Nashville Songwriter Festival, and where the Irish and the Tennesseans get together. They have a lot in common musically. And we were, it was one evening, so she asked me to come. I went by myself with Nanci that time. And then in subsequent years, we both went back. But it was the evening after we had just finished playing, and we were in a little showcase venue, and another band was playing. And it was the same kind of thing. The music was really lively, and Nanci just grabbed it, "Come on, Maura!" And we went out on the dance floor, and she was tearing it up.
She's a good dancer.
She was such a little thing, but she could tear up that dance floor.
Yeah.
So we decided we're going to do a song that Nanci wrote. One of our favorites. We haven't done this in a long time. We've done two Nanci Griffith tributes on this live stream, but we haven't done this in a very long time. And it features a good old Texas two-stepping boy. Ready?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, twang the beat. happy in times like these without the songs the red wrote. And if you can't find a friend, you still got the radio. And when you can't find a friend, you still got the radio. Radio, listen to the radio. Radio, no, you listen to the radio. Radio. I left a handsome two-step and good old boy down in Tennessee. Now he's sitting on a sofa, he's looking for his supper, wondering what's become of me. And I got a 0018 Martin guitar in the backseat of the car. Hey, I am leaving Mississippi with the radio off. And when you can't find a friend, you still got the radio. And when you can't find a friend, you still got the radio. Radio, listen to the radio. Radio, no, you listen to the radio. Radio, listen to the radio. Radio, no, listen to the radio. Radio. There's a moon across the border in the Louisiana sky. I smell the punch train, I hear silver wings, and then away Merle Haggard flies. Those good old boys find a band of gold on the radio. Hey, then my mama's gonna call, say where she's gone, and say down the road with the radio. Now when you can't find a friend, you still got the radio. And when you can't find a friend, you still got the radio. Radio, listen to the radio. Radio, no, you listen to the radio. Radio, listen to the radio. It's the radio, no, you listen to the radio. Radio, down the road we go. I was picturing Nancy dancing on the floor in Belfast.
And actually, when I used to do that song in the Blue Moon Orchestra, we did the Nancy and I would do the back-to-back thing like we do sometimes. And the song would end with us going. It's just fun, you know. I think it took her back to the old days in Texas.
Yeah.
Two-step.
Well, we promised you that we wouldn't talk a whole lot. We've got some chunks of songs, but we wanted to tell you a little story about this next song. Beautiful, beautiful song.
Yeah, this song is it's kind of in the story of this song includes some really great characters from the New York, the classic New York songwriting scene. And there was a fellow who called himself Doc Pomus. That was not his original name, but he just thought that was a cool sounding name. And he was a blues singer. He loved Big Joe Turner and that kind of music. When he was a kid, I will tell you in a minute why he couldn't play sports and do things like that. So he listened to the radio all the time, and like in the song, and he listened to the rhythm and blues stations back in the late 40s and the early 50s. He loved that music, and he became a blues singer. He would go around to the clubs in New York and sing, and he got a record deal, and he recorded a song, and when they found out that when the record company found out that he was confined to a wheelchair, they deep sixed the record. They wouldn't put it out because he didn't look like Frankie Avalon or one of those Bobby Rydell type of guys. And it was just a sad example of the discrimination from back then that hopefully maybe is getting better now. So he turned to songwriting. He met a guy named Mort Schumann who could write music, and Doc wrote lyrics. Now, he lived at a place called the Broadway Central Hotel, and where a lot of performers lived, and he met a beautiful, beautiful woman by the name of Willie Burke. She was an actress. They fell in love. They got married. And they had their wedding reception at Glockenstern's Deli. They weren't rich at the time. And he was confined to a wheelchair. He had polio since he was a little kid. So Doc told his wife to dance with his brother Raoul instead. Raoul was a slick dancing type of guy. And a few years later, Doc had become a songwriter. He had written some really great songs like Little Sister, Don't You, stuff like that. And he was paging through some old papers, and he found a wedding invitation for his own wedding. And he thought about that moment when his wife was dancing with Raoul, and he wrote this beautiful song right spontaneously right then to a Latin beat, a Latin melody that Mort Schumann had written. And when an old friend of ours, we played with him, Benny King, was in the Drifters. This was the last single he did for the Drifters before he went off. He wrote Stand By Me and went off on his own. But he heard the story right before he sang the song, and so he sang it with the great emotion, which is the way we feel when we sing this song too, knowing the story. It's called Save the Last Dance for Me.
It's a slow dance all.
You can do your rumba dance, Latin dancing to this. You can dance every dance with the guy who gives you the eye, let him hold you tight. You can smile every smile for the man who held your hand in the pale moonlight. But don't forget who's taking you home, and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, save the last dance for me. Oh, I know that the music's fine, like sparkling wine. Go and have your fun, laugh and sing. But while we're apart, don't give your heart to anyone. And don't forget who's taking you home, and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, save the last dance for me. Baby, don't you know I love you so? Can't you feel it in my touch? I will never, never let you go. I love you oh so much. You can dance, go and carry on till the night is gone and it's time to go. If he asks, if you're all alone, can he take you home? You must tell him no. And don't forget who's taking you home, and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, save the last dance for me. And don't forget who's taking you home, and in whose arms you're gonna be. So darling, save the last dance for me. Save the last dance for me. Save the last dance for me.
We also want to send that out to to Francisco and Jolie. They had asked for that 2 weeks ago because they were both celebrating birthdays around the same time.
Oh, great.
And since we had to switch the shows, we missed their birthday. But I know you were dancing. I could see you.
Doc Pomus, he also wrote Marie's the name of his latest
Oh, that's
play.
great. Yeah.
And he mentored Robbie Robertson too.
Oh,
when He
nice.
was learning songwriting.
Well, Ted Benoit asked for the Rolling Stones, and we all know why that is. So there's been a lot of loss lately in the music world.
Yeah.
So we thought we would do this is a song that Chuck Berry wrote, but the Rolling Stones did an awesome version of it.
Yeah, this goes back to the early Stones when Charlie and Brian Jones they thought of themselves as a R&B and old time rock and roll band at the time. They did a lot of great stuff. Well, the joint was rocking, moving round and round. Yeah, reeling and rocking with a crazy sound. And they never stopped rocking till the moon went down. About 12 o'clock, the place was packed. Front doors was locked, and the place was packed. But when the police knocked, those doors flew back. But they never stopped rocking, moving round and round. Yeah, reeling and rocking with a crazy sound. And they never stopped rocking till the moon went down. About 12 o'clock, the place was packed. Front doors was locked, and the place was packed. When the police knocked, them doors flew back. But they never stopped rocking, moving round and round. Yeah, reeling and rocking with a crazy sound. And they never stopped rocking till the sun went down.
It's those endings that get you.
You can see the Stones do that on that Tammy Show
Yeah.
movie.
Well, this next song we're going to dedicate to a few people. Definitely to Jill and Don because they're big Neil Young fans, and also to Barry Ward who asked for the song for when we were going to do the show 2 weeks ago. And we're going to dedicate it to all the folks in the path of Hurricane Ida. I know that our friend Todd, who watches every week, he's in Baton Rouge, and I think that the hurricane, which just before showtime today, Hurricane Ida hit was just making landfall at like 2 miles an hour shy of a Category 5. It's a real big, serious deal here. And I know it's going to hit Baton Rouge, the eye of it, this evening. So we wish Todd well and everyone who's in the path of the hurricane. We picked this song for you because it's a Cajun song.
Yeah, I think Neil, being Canadian, has an affinity for Louisiana.
And I think you can kind of just stomp to the song.
It's a
Like
stomp,
a
yeah.
swamp stomper, I'll call it. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
It's not across the Great Divide.
Never thought love had a rainbow on it. Used to think a cloud was a nightmare. That was up until when I first met you. Now I go around hoping you care. Dance, dance, feel it all around you. Dance, dance. the
music,
cake.
they let the air out of the accordion at the end, and
See.
it's on the 4
I see
chord.
what you did there.
Yeah, I hope everybody's safe when the rainbow comes out over Louisiana again.
All right, Joanne Corsano, this one's for you. We have to do like one Kinks show for some, for
King's song.
song.
Yeah,
Every show for Joanne.
but this is one we have to do.
This
for
is
the
one we
show
have to do.
anyway.
It's a dance
Yeah.
show. So I know you know what song we're going to do. Ready?
Yep.
I'm on tune. I hate that when I start a song and I know it's like I'll be 4 minutes of out of tuneness. That would not work for me.
I'll talk. In the meantime, I'll do an intro.
Do it quick. I'm halfway through.
This is one of those very incisive Ray Davies songs that it's a fun song, and also if you kind of listen to the lyrics, it's about how places change, and he's wondering if people change along with them, the people who love those places.
That's better. Put a parking lot on a piece of land where the supermarket used to stand. Before that, they put up a bowling alley. On the side, there used to be the local palais. That's where the big bands used to come and play. My sister went there on a Saturday, come dancing. All the boy friends used to come and call. Why not come dancing? It's only natural. Another Saturday, another date. She would be ready, but she'd always make him wait. In the hallway, in anticipation, he didn't know the night would end up in frustration. He'd wind up blowing all his wages for a week, all for a cuddle and a peck on the cheek. Come dancing, that's how they did it when I was just a kid. They said come dancing, my sister always did. My sister should have come in at midnight, and my mom would always sit up and wait. It always ended in a big fight when my sister used to come home late. Out of my window I can see them in the moonlight, two silhouettes saying goodnight by the garden gate. The day they knocked down the palais, my sister stood and cried. The day they knocked down the palais, part of my childhood died, just died.
love that modulation at the end.
Yeah, it modulates
Down.
down. Yeah, because it modulates into a big band key.
Yeah, and I think it modulates into the past, into like a dream about the past.
Definitely.
So that makes more sense. It's not an uplift. It's a kind of retreating. back
Felton
into-
noticed my mouth solo. Because you have to play the big band sounds.
Yeah, that was like the trombones.
No, the trombone is. Well, this is another one. We're gonna keep you dancing.
Yeah.
Keep you dancing. You're gonna sing this one, Pete.
Early in the evening, just about supper time, over by the courthouse, they're starting to unwind. Four kids on the corner, they're trying to bring you up. Billy picks a tune down and he blows it on the harp. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing, bring a nickel, tap a beat. Rooster hits the washboard and people just gotta smile. Blinky thumps the Dutch plays and he solos for a while. Poor boy twangs a rhythm out on his calabazoon. Really goes into a dance and doubles on the zoo. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing, bring a nickel, tap a beat. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing, bring a nickel, tap your beat. You don't need a penny just to hang around, but if you've got a nickel, won't you lay your money down? Over on the corner, there's a happy noise. People come from miles around just to hear the magic boys. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing, bring a nickel, tap your beat. Down on the corner, out in the street, Willie and the poor boys are playing, bring a nickel, tap your beat. All right. Keep it going, man. Bobby Fuller. Well, there she goes with a brand new love affair, dancing with him like she don't even care. Well, let her dance with him, let her dance all night long.
we are going to get into some very different territory for us. Pay attention to the song because there will be a question afterwards. There's my notes.
That's enough.
Gotta get our notes for this one. La 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 la.
I love this song.
Ready? I do too.
Yep.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do the hustle. Do the hustle. Do the hustle. Do the hustle. So,
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do the hustle. Do the hustle. Do the hustle. That was
That's
great.
a
You played the
great-
flute part
that's
perfectly.
a great song.
It really is. Now, here's where the contest comes in. There's going to be 3 winners, and first of all, let me tell you about. I'm going to tell you about Pete's book for those of you who are new here, and those of you who may have heard about Pete's newest book, but haven't read it yet. It's called Floodwood. It's fiction. There it is, and it's a beautiful cover by our weekly viewer Jen Lennox.
Jen Lennox.
Did that gorgeous artwork on the cover of Floodwood, and it's well, you described the book. There's so much going on, I can't nutshell it.
It's kind of a mystery that goes all around the world, and it features a heroine, a woman who is a college professor, but she makes her own crossbows. and she's a sort of a secret agent and a crime fighter. And there's also a librarian who is a werewolf, and it happens all over. It's from upstate New York all the way to Japan and up into the Himalayas, and it's a quick read too.
It's a good Labor Day week.
Yeah, you could
read.
read the whole thing in a few hours on your holiday on Labor Day,
But
or
you know what else?
listen to it.
Yes. So the audio version has just come out last week on both Audible and on Amazon. And so here's the contest. We'll have 3 winners who will win the Audible audiobook. Now, I should tell you one more thing about the audiobook. Pete actually is the reader. He read the whole book, and he also composed some music, little bumpers in between chapters that he composed just for this. So it's got some music and Pete's voice. You know, I always think it's better to hear an audiobook read by the author.
The person who wrote
Yeah.
it.
So I'm going to take that picture down. So here's the contest. Now, I'm going to also tell you one more thing. I can only see your comments coming in from the YouTube chat. I know some people are watching on Facebook and others are watching on their TVs, so you can't see the chat. There's a good reason to join us on YouTube so that you can participate in the chat. So the winners are going to come from the chat. So here's the question, and the first 3 who get this right will win Pete's book on Audible. And the question is, do you remember what we just played? How can you forget it? It's like an earworm, The Hustle, right? All right, who wrote The Hustle? First 3 winners. First 3 people to get that right. Contest. See, and we get your comments about 20 seconds late. So I should write this down.
Who wrote the song "Do the Hustle"?
Do the Hustle. And it's no fair if you look it up, but so what's YouTube? Somebody said. That's funny. Oh, Carol, you're very close. Okay, Felton got it.
We got
wait,
it.
we got some. Okay, you can stop now because we got a bunch of them. Let's see. Right, so Felton Mood. Can you write these down, Pete? Felton Mood is winner number 1. And, oh gosh, it's going by so fast. Oh my gosh. Stop commenting, everybody. Andrew Harbison got it. And Northern Barb got it too. All right, those are our 3 winners. You're going to get the Audible audio version of Floodwood. Congratulations. We're going to do some contests for the next few weeks. So you'll have more opportunities to win.
And now we know that the
prizes.
3 of you are big disco fans because you knew right away.
I know.
You didn't have to Google that.
Or did you? We don't know. All right, well, congratulations to our winners. We will get that right to you. And we've got a few more songs. I know it's top of the hour, but I am not doing a dance show without singing this song. This is what you would call a guilty pleasure. But, you know, it's our show. We can do whatever we want. Ready?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. Friday night and the lights are low, looking out for a place to go, where they play the right music, getting in the swing, you come to look for King. Anybody could be that guy, night is young and the music's high, with a bit of rock music, everything is fine, you're in the mood for dance. And when you get the chance, you are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. Dancing queen, feel the beat from the tambourine, oh yeah. You can dance Digging the dancing queen. Digging the dancing queen. Bamba, se necesito un poco de gracia, un poco de gracia por mi patilla. Y arriba, y arriba, y arriba, y arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Yo no soy marinero, yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, soy capitán, soy capitán. Bamba, 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 se necesito un poco de gracia, una poca de gracia para mi patria. Y arriba, y arriba.
Well, shake it up, baby, now.
Shake it up, baby.
Twist and shout.
Twist and shout.
Come on, come on, come on, baby, now.
Come on, baby.
Everybody work it on out.
Work it on
Well,
out.
work on out now.
Work it on
You
out.
know you look so good.
Look so good.
Well, you got me going now.
Got me going
Just like I knew you would.
like I knew you
Shake it up, baby, now.
Shake it up, baby.
Twist and shout.
Twist and shout.
Come on, baby, now.
Come on, baby.
Come on and work it on out.
Work it on out.
Well, work it on out now.
Work it on out.
You know you feel good.
Look so good.
You know you got me going now.
Got me going
Just like I knew you would.
like I knew you
Well, shake it,
would.
shake it, shake it, baby, now.
Shake it up, baby.
Well, shake it, shake it, shake it, baby, now.
Shake it up, baby.
Well, shake it, shake it, shake it, baby, now.
Shake it up, baby. That's the dance show.
Our summer dance party.
You can thank us for adding about 750 calories to your workout today, or subtracting them.
Subtract
Somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, next week.
Yeah.
Somebody asked for this and I forgot who. So I apologize for not giving you credit. But we got a suggestion to do, next week is Labor Day,
Yeah.
to do all songs about working people. There are so many great songs I'm thinking of, like, you'll think of some too and you'll
Yeah.
send them to us. So next week it's all going to be working songs for Labor Day. And we're going to get those prizes out to our winners, our big winners. There's going to be more contests next week. And please, if you're in the path of either any of the wildfires or Hurricane Ida, please do everything you can to keep yourself safe because we care about you. All of us do here. And we hope to see you back here next week. And that's it. Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Go towel off. Get a good drink. And we'll see you here next Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Bye-bye.